This is how to become a tattoo artist, and this is why I hate it. 14 years, I've missed out on some Christmas Eves. I missed out on a lot of birthdays, some births.
The ugliest, baby.
You want to put your work of art on people for a living, but at the end of the day, it becomes a job. Everything that you do, no matter if you're putting in numbers in an account, if you're giving people money as a banker, whatever it is, you're going to learn to hate it. The best thing you can do in order to become a tattoo artist is to put together a portfolio, put together a strong base of artwork that you can bring shop to shop to get your name in there, or even go get tattooed by the people that you're looking up to in order to develop some sort of relationship to make sure that you are sitting there developing this bond with this person to maybe say, hey, I want to learn how to tattoo. Can you teach me? If you aren't developing that bond with this tattoo artist or this person, your mentor that you want to look up to, they're going to not take you as seriously as, you might as well just call the shop. You might as well just call the shop and be like, hey, are you guys taking apprenticeships? Because they're just going to do the same thing, just laugh at you and hang up the phone.
You're ugly. You are disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
When I first started, I was a first-year art kid, went to art school. I was wanting to tattoo because I hated school in general and just wanted to draw. I put together so many different journals or sketchbooks of things that were doodles at the time because I didn't really know how to draw. I learned how to draw through tattooing. I learned how to compose through my apprenticeship. I learned how to make things that people want to put on their skin forever. So put together your artwork. Put together a strong portfolio of tattooable things, not only tattooable things, but things that you might want to get into, whether it be realism, whether it be traditional, whatever you want to do in order to put together a solid book that you could bring your tattoo artist and say, hey, I want to learn how to tattoo. How do I get into it? I'll be honest with you. When I first got into it, I asked my tattoo artist who did my first tattoo, hey, I want to get into this. How do I do it? He straight up said, don't. He said, I'm not about that. Like, it's not worth it. Find something that is worth it. Clearly, I don't listen properly because 14 years later, here I am tattooing with my books fully booked for half the year. I have developed a successful tattoo career. That guy even hired me later on in my career after he told me don't. So as long as you are passionate about it and stick to it, you'll do whatever you can in order to make it work.
Just do it!
I was taught young that you have to take everything that walks in the door or else you're not going to make the money that you want to make. Yes, people specialize in black and gray, people specialize in color, but at the end of the day, that infinity sign is neither color or black and gray, realism or illustrative or anything along those lines. It's just a figure eight that is going to be the money that pays your electric bill, is going to pay your rent, whatever you're putting that money towards, or fluffing your bank account, whatever that is. It's not the same that it used to be. I used to, when I had to hustle, I had to go out to bars, I had to hand out business cards, I had to make connections and go around that route. These days, again, you could make a funny skit talking into cameras.
I smoke crack, bitch. Know your smell.
You know what? Have your books filled for the rest of the year doing infinity signs, doing anything that like is the most medial work, but charging $400 for it now. It's even the drawing aspect of tattooing has developed from paper to, paper and pencil to iPad. And now AI is drawing these things. And at the end of the day, you trace them and put them on people's skin. Composition is the most important thing when it comes to tattooing, because if you put together a horrible composed piece of art that you potentially want to put on somebody's skin, it is not the way to go. Putting art on somebody's skin has to look good. You could do a horrible tattoo with good composition and it'll look decent. But if you do a good tattoo with a horrible composition, it won't look as good in my opinion. Again, everything that I'm saying is strictly to me. Everything that I'm putting down and saying in front of you guys is strictly based on my thoughts and my opinions. So at the end of it, take it with it as you may, because it might work out for you in different ways, but this is what worked out for me. And I've been doing this for 14 years.
You sure about that?
Why become a tattoo artist? You become a tattoo artist because it's what you want to do, not because you want to make money. You want to become a tattoo artist because you think that your art is worth putting on somebody's body for the rest of their life. You want to become a tattoo artist because, hell, that is what you're passionate about. But realistically, is it really that important these days? Is tattooing a necessity, or is it just something that is aesthetically pleasing to you and can be put aside? You have to worry about bills still. You have to worry about your electric bill. You have to worry about your gas bill. You have to worry about all these things to make sure that they're paid. And becoming an apprentice and getting into the tattoo industry, you lose a lot of money and a lot of time doing so. You're working 5-6 days a week in order to make sure that you are getting prepared to be ready to tattoo real people. There's very few shops in the industry that will pay you to be an apprentice and pay you to be there to work. You are mopping, you are scrubbing toilets, you are dusting, you are doing every peasant work.
Peasant, as in low, common person.
Don't get me wrong, people make money off of doing peasant work, by doing like scrubbing toilets, mopping, and all that kind of stuff, but they're getting paid exclusively to do that. They're not getting paid to become an artist while doing that. Let me be frank.
Is it the Frank or the beans?
It is literally something that you have to make sure that you're dedicated enough to be belittled at a certain point, because you're going to have to do food runs. You're going to have to, sometimes struggle to even make your own rent, your own bills. Being a young tattoo artist, yeah, probably shoot your shot, do what you got to do, because if that doesn't work out for you, you have the rest of your life. Coming into it so late in the game, so let's say 25 plus. I'm 33 now, so 25 years old. And then on from there it's going to be a struggle, especially if you're living on your own already or having your own bills that you have to pay with debt and stuff that you have to do in order to survive. It's not as logical and feasible as it once was. Some apprentices, they make less money than McDonald's employees. They make less money than the people who push carts at the grocery store. Like, these people literally are ranked higher than you at a certain point because you are the bottom of the totem pole.
Nobody even wants you here.
If I was in somebody's position, if they were 25 years old or even older than that, and they're like, I want to take up tattooing, me personally, fuck that. I'm not about that. I would rather go work at a Starbucks or a Chick-fil-A saying my pleasure.
My pleasure. You heard that? My pleasure.
To become a tattoo artist, you have to become an apprentice first. And some of the steps to become an apprentice: put together a portfolio, a strong portfolio of work that you enjoy doing and work that you would think that people would enjoy getting tattooed. Take it shop to shop. Be prepared to get told no, because they could easily say, get the fuck out of my shop. I don't want to deal with you. Get tattooed by tattoo artists that you actually enjoy and look up to, and ask them, hey, how do I get into this industry? Or do you know anybody that you know, like that you respect, to get me into the industry? Keep your fucking head down and do your work. Because if you don't do your work, you're not worth anything there. You're not making them money at the time. You're actually putting another body in the shop that could just get in the way of things. Down the line, maybe a year in, you start tattooing. You start to touch a tattoo machine. You start tattooing fruit. You start tattooing pigskin. You start tattooing even your friends. You will literally look at the first tattoo and be like, I am dog shit. Why am I still even doing that? If you want to continue from there, head down, focus up, and keep doing whatever you got to do in order to make sure that you are going to keep positive about it. Because the more positive you are about the situation, the better you're going to be. Maybe it'll become worth it for you in the long run. Maybe you'll tattoo at a shop. Maybe you won't get fucked over like some of my friends. Who knows how it's going to be? Like, you have to continue doing what you want to do in order to better your life, because that's what it is. I'm just rambling. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys next time.